Hey mama, are you stuck about having the healthy habits talk with your teen daughter without your intentions being misunderstood? Are you curious what exactly you should be talking about when it comes to her health and well-being? Or are you so cautious about even bringing up the eating healthy topic without feeling like you're shaming her for her body because you're just petrified about either past experiences with food or even your own body? Well, at Raising Her Confidently, we empower moms to support your tween and teen daughters in becoming their best selves. So today, we're diving into a topic that is very crucial for our daughter's growth and development, and that is health and wellness. Hey mama, this is my invitation to you. Join me in Talk to Your Teen Girl Framework. It's a 4-week course that will get you started in creating a space for your teen to feel safe and respond in a way where your teen girl will feel heard and understood. You are building trust so you get what you want most from your daughter. That is to come to you about anything and everything. Head on now to talktoyourteengirl.com. Wait a minute. We are raising our prices. Yes, we are, mama. We're raising our prices this fall. So I want you to take advantage of the current low price. Head on over to talktoyourteengirl.com. Hey, mama. Welcome to Raising Her Confidently. Do you want to have open communication with your teen daughter? Do you find yourself constantly thinking about how to talk to your teen or why your girl is not opening up to you? Do you wake up with confident intentions only to feel confused and frustrated when all you get are one-word answers from your daughter again? Hey, I'm Jeannie. I too was a mom raising young teens. I too felt grieved by the loss of my sweet, talkative little girl. I wanted her to come to me about anything, even if she was scared, and listen to my advice. But I kept thinking, she won't listen to me, and I don't know how to approach her until I found tools to create open communication. In this podcast, you will find how to connect and talk to your teen and create a safe space for her to go to so that you will have that close relationship you dreamed of. Go grab your glass of Merlot and throw off those fuzzy slippers and let's dig in together. It's essential for moms to open up these conversations with their daughters, as hard or scary it may be, but fostering a strong foundation of healthy habits that will benefit them throughout their lives is crucial. They need to hear it from their mama, because if they're not hearing you intentionally talk about it and openly talk about maybe some of your struggles, your challenges and fears around health, then they're going to learn it by just watching you, and you may unintentionally be passing down some thoughts, mindsets, or even unintentional habits that you do not mean to pass down to your daughter. So today we'll explore the importance of physical health, mental health awareness, and some fun wellness activities that you both can do together. Plus, I will be sharing a practical tip on how to approach these topics with your daughter. So you ready to get started? I remember growing up, I was very cautious about the way I looked and my body. I struggled with eating healthy. I was what you call on the all-white diet. I ate rice, crackers, noodles. Anything with color, I typically avoided. And unfortunately, my middle son takes this characteristic from me. It wasn't until I met my future husband that I started to eat fruits and vegetables and incorporated that into my diet. And I say diet meaning my meal plan. But from there, I still struggled with wanting to look a certain way and really mentally having to battle and appreciating my own realistic physical health and appearance, as opposed to, and focus more on the habits and my well-being as opposed to what I saw in the mirror. Now, maybe your daughter's struggling with this right now, or maybe you currently struggle or have struggled with this in the past and can relate to this. This by no means is to shame us about our struggles physically. And it's okay to want to physically look well. It's okay to physically want to gain muscle mass to fit in those clothes at a healthy mindset, right? It starts with a mind. It starts with the habits. So that is why we're talking about it today, because we want to open up this can of worms per se, and be able to confidently talk to our daughters about this topic. So first, I wanted to talk about physical health. It's the cornerstone of our overall well-being. For our daughters, maintaining a good physical health is not just about looking a certain way, as I just talked about. It's about feeling strong, energetic. It's to have the energy to go and do things, and confident in their own skin. It's not necessarily always about fitting into a size 0 or extra small. It's about the confidence that she's going to portray because she feels physically well, physically healthy and strong. And encouraging regular exercise and a balanced diet. I say balanced, meaning balance, moderation in things that are not necessarily healthy for you, but balance the things that are nutriently dense and specifically healthy for our bodies, right? Proper carbohydrates, proper proteins, and proper fats, right? Healthy fats. And yes, fat is good in our diet. I used to be a health coach, so I can go on and on about this, but that's a different topic. So having a balanced diet can set the stage for a lifetime of healthy habits. It's not about now and what her developmental brain is thinking about herself. It's about establishing healthy habits for a lifetime, so she doesn't have to struggle with some of these health issues as she's starting to see that her body will start catching up to it, right? As an adult, we have a lot of onset diabetes, heart disease, things that could have been prevented had we been taught healthy habits from the beginning. So discussing nutrition and exercise with your daughter can be a great bonding experience. You talk about the benefits of different foods, how they taste, what you prefer, how they fuel the body. They give good energy without the crash, and the importance of staying active, right? Later on in this episode, I'm going to talk about things that you can do together to make it even fun. Maybe even share a story from your own life about how a particular healthy habit made a difference for you. You change, like for me, example, I met my future husband and I decided to start eating fruits and vegetables, and how much even my skin was starting to look good, and how I started to feel better and not as grumpy because I simply changed my diet. Remember, it's not about perfection, mama. It's not about perfection, but about making informed choices that support a healthy lifestyle. I emphasize informed because we need to have those discussions. They're not going to learn it on their own, and definitely not going to learn it on TikTok, even if they do learn some things. But to learn it specifically from their mama is vital. Another area of focus when it comes to health and wellness is mental health awareness. And this is something that hasn't been talked about until recently, until after actually COVID, that mental health is so prevalent, so important. I remember growing up, seeing a therapist was taboo. That must be something wrong with you, like really, really wrong with you, and to go see a therapist. And that's not necessarily true. Fortunately, I grew up in a family where we had family counseling, and we invited therapy into our lives. And that actually was brought into my own habit for health is seeing a personal therapist, right? And something that I encourage my own family members to do. And in today's fast-paced world, right, especially with technology, stress and anxiety are common among tweens and teens. Now, opening up a dialogue about mental health can help your daughter feel supported, understood, and less alone, that there's nothing wrong with you. People go through stress, anxiety, and depression. If it's not addressed, it's okay to go seek help. Discuss stress management techniques like mindfulness, deep breathing exercises. I teach my oldest son, who deals with anxiety a lot, to breathe deeply and count to 4, hold it, count to 4, exhale, count to 4, just to ground himself. There's other grounding techniques that we've learned through the years to help him really create this sense of control over his panic attacks. And even journaling. For me, journaling has helped me literally dump my thoughts and the the messiness in my brain onto a journal and really leave it there. These practices can help your daughter navigate the challenges she faces and develop resilience. It's also important to model healthy mental health practices yourself, Mama. Remember, you can talk about it, which is number one. I think that's 50% of it is being able to talk about it, but also the other 50% is, are you practicing it? What are you doing? Share with your daughter how you manage stress and maintain your mental wellness and your mental well-being. This transparency can literally tone down and demystify mental health and what people, or the stigma people have around it, and make it easier for her to come to you when she's struggling. And that is okay. That is okay. I think with mental health, it's the least that we can see. We only can see the symptoms of it through their behavior, but we don't know exactly when it starts. And by the time we see the symptoms, it's usually they're deep down in it. So being able to provide an environment where we can make it easier for her to come to you about these struggles is important. And this is exactly why Talk to Your Teen Girl framework was written for instances like this, that we want to help you create step-by-step open communications through these lessons and modules that I give you, and templates and tools, so that she can come to you even if she's scared, or when she's scared. Finally, let's talk about some mother-daughter wellness activities. Engaging in wellness activities together not only promotes health, but also strengthens your bond. Being willing to do and practice these habits together, right? It takes consistency and time for it to become a habit, so why not do it together? Try activities like yoga, where you can both benefit from the physical exercise and the calming effects of mindfulness. My mom's going to be 78, and I go with her to her appointments now and make sure that, what the doctor says, she understands, right, about her health. And it's more informative for me as well. And one of the things that the doctor recommended is that she needed to start doing resilience training to keep those muscles, as women specifically, as we get older past 30, and this is what I've learned, I didn't realize it was as young as 30, this is a side note, that we lose muscle and it's very hard for us to gain. And so resistance training, like weightlifting, bands, even Pilates, is very important for us to maintain our muscles, to protect our bones, so we can prolong or even prevent having bone disease like osteoporosis. Fun fact, mamas. So if you're listening, even more so important to go and do an activity with your daughter like resistance training. So my mom and I are I even offered, I'm like, hey, let's do Pilates together on those reformers and join a Pilates studio together, so we can do these classes together and strengthen our bonds. And as you've been listening to this podcast from the beginning, you'll see that my mom and I, our relationship was strained through my teen years. And as an adult, we're strengthening and finding things that we can do together to further strengthen our bond together. So it's never too late, right, mamas? So if you are thinking right now, I don't know what's going to become of our relationship after the teen years, it's never too late. It's never too late. So maybe some of these exercises would benefit you, or spend time cooking healthy meals together, teaching her how and what a healthy meal consists of. This can be a fun and educational experience, teaching your daughter about nutrition and the joys, number one, the joys of preparing nourishing foods. And these shared experiences create lasting memories and reinforce the importance of health and wellness in a positive, enjoyable way. And most importantly, you are modeling what it looks like. She will remember that. And before we wrap up this episode, here's a tip on how to approach these conversations with your daughter. So you're probably thinking, gosh, these are all great ideas. I do want to talk to her about health and wellness, but the moment I open my mouth, she automatically shuts down and almost blocks me. I feel like she has a switch in her ear, and I could tell that she's turning it off. Well, here's a tip on how to approach these conversations with your daughter. Start by finding a natural moment to bring up the topic. Don't force it. Don't make it awkward by just bringing it up out of the blue. Find a natural moment to bring up the topic. I teach you how to discern and find ideal opportunities to approach conversations like this one, where your success rate on having her be responsive and open to conversing is much higher. It could be during a meal, when you're eating a nutritious meal and just simply talking about how you prepared it, why it's so good for you, what's so tasty and the benefits of it, maybe on a walk, or even while watching a show that touches on health themes. Use open-ended questions to invite her thoughts and feelings. For example, here's an example of a question. How do you feel after we go for a walk together? How did that feel? Or what do you think about trying a new healthy recipe this weekend? The key is really to make the conversation feel organic and to listen actively to her responses. Even if you feel like you have the answer, forego trying to give her the right answer, but really understand and actively listen to her responses. She will know that you are truly listening to her when you truly are listening to her. This shows that you value her input and are there to support her and not just lecture her. Resist the lecture. Don't make every conversation a lecture, because then she will not open up to you, because she'll be too scared to say something that will cause a lecture. And half the time, and you know this, mama, we're not here to listen, to have somebody tell us what to do, honestly. And you and me as a grown woman still feel the same way. There's just some personality types that are like that. And maybe your daughter is one of them. I hope you found these insights helpful and feel inspired to open up about health and wellness with your daughter. Remember, these conversations are an opportunity to connect and empower her to make choices that will benefit her for years to come. Now, if you are here and you are saying that you want to be able to have open conversations and talk about important topics like her health and her well-being without all the attitude and feeling hurt by her lack of response, then Talk to Your Teen Girl framework is for you. Learn step by step how to create open communication with your teenage daughter so she will come to you. I want you to head on over to talktoyourteengirl.com. Take advantage of the current price before it does go up. It will go up in September. I promise you. Head on over to talktoyourteengirl.com. Hey friend, if this podcast inspired you or encouraged you or helped you in any way, I'd love for you to share it. You can screenshot this episode and share it in your stories on social media or text it to a friend who can use the support. It's the best way you can thank me. I want to let other mamas know they are not alone. I'd love to stay connected with you. You can find me at raisingherconfidently.com. Until next time, live full of grace, Jeannie.